Did you know that more than 70% of jobs are never even posted online? And here's the real kicker. By the time you see that perfect job pop up on LinkedIn, there's a good chance it's already been quietly promised to someone inside the company. Yep, the hidden job market is bigger than the job boards we obsessively scroll every night. I'm Imani, your career coach. I'm here to help you stand out above the rest, build the skills that matter in this new AI era, and land your dream job, even in the most competitive, remote first job market we've ever seen. On this channel, you'll get real tips, interview prep strategies, and a few hacks I've picked up that can make a huge difference. Basically, I'm here to walk with you through the process so you don't have to figure it out alone. And hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss what's coming. So let's talk about career advancement. When you think of moving up in your career, what comes to mind? Maybe it's getting promoted. Maybe it's making more money. Maybe it's landing that flexible role where you can finally balance life and work. Whatever your personal definition is, career advancement has always been this kind of holy grail. But here's the fun fact that most people don't realize. Career advancement doesn't look the same today as it did even 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was all about climbing a ladder. Today, it's more like moving across a jungle gym, sideways, diagonally, and sometimes even taking what looks like a step backward in order to leap forward. Here's another surprising fact. The average person will hold 12 different jobs in their lifetime. 12. That means the way to advance isn't necessarily about staying loyal to one company for 30 years and waiting for the gold watch. It's about learning how to pivot, how to market yourself, and how to create opportunities in environments that are constantly shifting. Think about that. 12 different jobs. And some of you listening right now might already be on job number 6 or 7 without even realizing you're right on track. But let's keep it fun here. Did you know that the concept of a career ladder didn't even exist in its modern sense until the 20th century? Before that, most people just inherited jobs, stayed in one trade, or worked wherever they could. The whole idea of climbing the ranks is actually a pretty recent invention. And now, it's almost outdated. Today, we're not climbing a ladder. We're surfing waves. And waves, unlike ladders, crash and reset. So your skill isn't in holding on tightly to one rung. It's in learning how to balance and route to the next opportunity. One of the myths about career advancement is that it's about being the best at your technical skills. Wrong. Technical skills will get you in the door, but soft skills, leadership, and adaptability are what keep you moving up. In fact, studies show that up to 85% of your success in the workplace comes from your ability to communicate and collaborate, not your technical know-how. That means the person who knows how to rally a team, communicate an idea clearly, or handle conflict gracefully is the one most likely to advance. But here's something funny. Even though we all say we want to move up, surveys show that nearly 40% of employees don't actually raise their hands for promotions when they're offered. Why? Imposter syndrome, fear of not being ready, or just not wanting the extra responsibility without extra pay. So advancement isn't only about skill, it's also about confidence, timing, and knowing how to negotiate. Now, let's take a laissez-faire spin on this, because not everything has to be so rigid. Career advancement isn't only about climbing titles. It could be about increasing your flexibility, working fewer hours for the same money, shifting into a role that lets you travel, or gaining influence in your field without necessarily being the boss. That's what makes today's era so democratic. You get to decide what advancement means for you. Fun fact break. Did you know Leonardo da Vinci wrote one of the very first resumes? Back in 1482, He wrote to the Duke of Milan, basically saying, I can design bridges, cannons, and war machines. Here's why you should hire me. Even Leonardo da Vinci understood the art of positioning himself for advancement. He didn't wait for opportunities. He created them by pitching his value directly. And here's another one. People who have a mentor are promoted 5 times more often than those who don't. 5 times. That means your network and your mentors are often more important than your GPA or certifications. Advancement is social, it's political, and yes, sometimes it's even about being in the right place at the right time. Now, I want to give you a different kind of reality check today. Here it is. Not every season of your life is meant for advancement. Some seasons are meant for learning, some for stabilizing, and some for experimenting. If you're in a season where you feel like everyone around you is racing ahead, but you're stuck, don't panic. That doesn't mean you're behind. It means your foundation is being set. And when the right opportunity comes, you'll be ready to sprint. So, let's zoom in on the mechanics of advancement. Many people believe it happens like this. You work hard, your boss notices, and boom, you get promoted. But if that's your whole strategy, you might be waiting a long time. The truth is, advancement is less about being noticed and more about being remembered. What do I mean by that? I mean, when decisions are made in those closed-door leadership meetings, somebody in that room has to bring up your name. That means you need advocates, not just mentors, not just bosses, but peers and colleagues who can vouch for you. Did you know that in today's workplaces, peer feedback is becoming a formal part of performance reviews? More and more organizations are including feedback from teammates alongside manager evaluations, which means the people you collaborate with every day can directly influence how leaders see your readiness to advance. Think about that. The people sitting next to you on Zoom calls, the ones you chat with in Slack, the ones you help out when they're in a crunch, they can be the tipping point in whether you move up. Which means relationship building is not extra. It's the main game. Fun fact here, in Japan, there's a concept called nemawashi, which literally means going around the roots. It's a practice of laying the groundwork for change or promotion by having quiet, informal conversations with everyone involved before the official decision is made. Imagine applying that in your own workplace, not waiting for the big meeting to make your case, but already having buy-in because you've been planting seeds all along. And I want you to think of career advancement like a game. Not a ruthless one, not a cutthroat one, but a game of strategy. If you were playing chess, would you only move pawns forward and hope for the best? No. You'd look at the board, anticipate the moves, and position yourself where you can't be ignored. Advancement works the same way. Now let's talk about skill stacking. This is one of my favorite strategies for career advancement in 2025. Skill stacking means combining abilities that don't usually go together in a way that makes you rare. For example, let's say you're a data analyst. Many people know Excel, SQL, and possibly Python. But what if you also have strong storytelling and presentation skills? Suddenly, you're not just another analyst. You're the analyst who can actually explain the data in a way that moves executives to make decisions. That's a career advancing combo. And the good news? You don't have to be world class in everything. You just have to be in the top 25% in a few different skills that, when combined, make you top 1% in value. That's why people who understand AI tools right now, even at a basic level, are jumping ahead. It's not because they're AI geniuses. It's because they stacked AI literacy on top of whatever their current role already is. Here's a fun but wild fact. The term promotion originally meant moving something forward. like promoting a cause or promoting an idea. It didn't even mean moving up until the 1800s. That shift tells us something important. Promotion is about visibility. If people don't see what you're doing, it doesn't matter how good it is. Advancement requires a spotlight, even if it's a small one. And let's keep this democratic. Not everyone wants to be a manager. That's okay. Career advancement doesn't always mean leading people. Sometimes it means deepening expertise, becoming the go-to person in a niche, or even moving industries altogether. Advancement is not a straight line. It's your line. Let me give you a reality check here too. Some of you are going to face workplaces where advancement feels political, unfair, or biased. That's real. But here's the shift. Instead of seeing that as a wall, see it as a signpost. If the system isn't set up for you to grow, maybe the advancement isn't in that company. Sometimes the bravest, smartest move is to take your skills somewhere that will value them. Remember, your career belongs to you, not your employer. Speaking of politics, let's demystify office politics for a second. Most of us hear that phrase and cringe, but politics is just relationships at scale. If you know how to build trust, listen more than you talk, and align your work with the goals of decision makers, you're already playing the game. The trick is not to avoid politics, it's to engage with integrity. Here's a fun fact that'll make you think. Workers who actively seek feedback are promoted faster than those who don't. Why? Because asking for feedback signals that you're coachable, invested, and open to growth. Advancement loves that energy. And yet, most people avoid feedback because they're afraid of criticism. But criticism is just free coaching. Imagine paying for a career coach and then saying, nah, don't tell me what I can improve. That's what avoiding feedback does. Let's make this practical again. If you want to advance, start documenting your wins. Keep a brag sheet, literally a running list of projects you've completed, results you've delivered, and compliments you've received. That way, when it's time for your performance review or promotion pitch, you're not scrambling to remember. You've got the receipts. And speaking of receipts, let's talk negotiation. Too many people accept promotions without negotiating the raise that should come with it. Fun fact, more than half of workers who accept a new job or promotion without negotiating later regret it. Advancement without compensation is just more responsibility. So when the opportunity comes, don't just say yes. Say yes and. Yes, I'll take the role, and here's the salary range I'm expecting based on market value. That's career advancement with boundaries. And boundaries matter. Advancement doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means saying yes to the right things. You don't want to be promoted into burnout. You want to be promoted into impact. Fun history nugget. Did you know the word salary comes from the Latin word salarium, which was the money Roman soldiers received to buy salt? Think about that. Even 2,000 years ago, compensation was tied to value. Knowing your value has always been part of advancement. Let's lighten it up for a second. One of the funniest studies I've ever read found that people who smile more in the office are perceived as more promotable. Isn't that wild? We talk so much about AI, technical skills, and negotiation, but sometimes a simple smile communicates confidence, approachability, and leadership presence. Not fake smiles, real ones. Advancement is as much about energy as it is about expertise. Now, here's where I really want to emphasize something. Career advancement is not about speed, it's about direction. Some people sprint up the ladder only to realize they climbed the wrong wall. Don't let that be you. Take the time to ask yourself, what does advancement actually look like for me? Is it freedom? Is it money? Is it title? Is it impact? Because if you don't define it, someone else will define it for you. Just like that. Here's the reality check I want to leave you with. This isn't a sprint. It isn't even a climb. Some of you are in the season of leaping. Some are in a season of foundation. Some are experimenting, learning, or just regaining balance. And that's okay. Not every moment is meant for acceleration, but every season builds towards something greater. Your task is simple. Prepare, adapt, and rise on your terms. What's one odd skill you have that might secretly give you an edge in advancement? Is it humor? Is it storytelling? Is it your knack for making complex tech sound simple? Drop it in the comments. I want to see the creative stacks you're building. Before we close, make sure you hit that thumbs up so these tips can find more people like you who are ready to level up. Remember this. This is history in the making, and I'm your guide through it. You're not just in this era of AI, remote-first culture, and redefined work. You're shaping it. The choices you make today define the road you ride tomorrow. Thanks for taking this journey with me. Whether it's promotion, pivot, or recharge, you're writing a new career story. And we're doing it together. And don't miss tomorrow's Wisdom Wednesday episode, where we'll unlock the mindset shifts that actually move the needle in your career. See you then.